Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Virgo in the season of Sagittarius. Welcome, Virgo. How did the Scorpio season treat you? I hope it was fine. It was quite intense for a lot of people. You know, very emotional, bringing up a lot of stuff, a lot of healing going on, a lot of deep diving into the emotional sphere of our lives. And that's what this time of year is all about. It's very cleansing. So let's see how you went and what will come for you. Okay, we've got Eight of Cups as the energy around, or the focus, what to focus on this season of Sagittarius, which is fire. So Eight of Cups talks about, you know, a relationship has kind of come to its point where you need to kind of just walk away from it for a bit. It's sort of almost like it's taken your power off yourself and perhaps too, obviously, the other person. So therefore you're both feeling a bit frustrated and feel like your power's sort of diminished and you're just sort of flailing around and not feeling so good. Especially after Scorpio season, that will do that. That, you know, that's what makes Scorpio water, makes us sort of really examine what we're actually doing and how it works, and is it working or is it not. So it's just about, you know, stepping away from that for a bit. It doesn't mean it's the finish, but it means getting perspective. This is where you are right now, the Fool. So new beginnings for you, new adventures. Jump off that cliff, jump out of that plane, whatever it means for you. The Fool is amazing because he's the start of the major arcana of the tarot, which is the big cards that have big meanings for you. So start that new journey. Start as you mean to finish as well. Just know that there's going to be lots of ups and downs like life brings. So embracing those as well and not expecting, you know, the fairy tale, because really it doesn't exist. But this is fantastic. So you've been cleansed and now we're starting a new journey. What's influenced that is the Seven of Cups. And there's that illusion card, the card of illusion, the card that we feel like we can have it all. We can have, this is very much a past life card too, and it's that sort of card where it's like, yeah, did you really think you could have it all emotionally? Did you really feel like, was it an illusion? Well, if it was, the time of Scorpio would have really put paid to that for you. So it's good in a way because we can't have it all. We have to pick one out of the seven. There's no way we can all have it all. Sorry, but that's just the way it works. So this card will influence all the others, Virgo. So it's quite interesting. Bear that in mind this season and go forth on your journey. But no, don't be under any illusion that it's going to be, you know, trouble-free. It's not. Nothing ever is. The background of the situation, we had the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles belonging to Earth, belonging to Virgos, who are Earth signs, so doing really well. No surprises there, Virgo, always doing well. Most of the time, you know, just very focused people. This is the card, the Master card as well, of, you know, just constantly putting in and getting out in terms of your life, your projects, how you sort of see things, how you want things to turn out for you. Eight of Pentacles is wonderful. It's sort of, yeah, and all throughout your life this will be beneficial because you'll always be having projects, and the more projects you have and you complete, the better you feel about yourself. Virgos are very much about service to others too. A lot of Virgos actually, I've noticed, are doctors or people in that sort of service industry. So they combine an element of healing people with practical, with a very much a practical edge. Recent influences, we have the Six of Wands. So very much working well, things going really well for you in the Sagittarian season. Ongoing good hard work. Feeling good about yourself, just balanced. Things are really going well. There's no issue with this card. It's always very much, as you can see, it's sort of like a victorious card. So keep on moving on this journey with that, and keeping in mind the other advice as well. What you'll be learning in Sagittarius season is, decisions to be made, Virgo. So, you know, uncover your eyes and your ears and just make a step forward, because you've got a bit of a conundrum here. Conundrum being just, you know, a bit sort of stuck in the headlights a little and not knowing, and sort of logic, basically. Logic is ruling the situation, but you got to just keep moving forward. You can't just sort of sit there in it's almost like stunned in the headlights, deer in the headlights, that sort of energy. So the lesson is this season, just move forward, make a decision and move on. Because once you make it, things will start happening. The more you sit there going, I can't, it's stagnant, it won't move. So that's your lesson. Near future, we have the Death card, which is the transformation of recent times, especially the last month, last season we've been through Scorpio. This is the card for Scorpios. It is the card for transformation. It is the cleansing card. So, yeah, this is a transformation of the way you see things, of realising new ways of looking at things, rather than, just sort of saying, well, that didn't work out, but I really learned it's not what I do, it's how I feel about it, and how I sort of tackle issues and problems. And that's very much a Scorpio energy, very much a cleansing energy too, and celebratory too, Virgo, because it's saying, you've been cleansed, you've gone through that transformation. You know, hail back to a year ago and see where you were then, and now look at who you are now. And that's death personified, really. What's happening that you're not realising? Another big card, the Hanged Man. So, yeah, the perspective, looking at life from a different perspective. So, obviously, you have sort of learnt that very much so. And with your new journey, we realise, you know, the hard times are sometimes the best times, because that's when we really learn that we get through it no matter what. So Hanged Man is talking about perseverance and patience being at the top of the list, to sort of really, when things are difficult, just go, okay, I'm surrendering. I'm just going to look at this from a different viewpoint. And you've learnt that with death. So there you go. The outcome is there, but post your energy of persistence and patience, you're getting to where you need to be. How others see you. Yeah, Eight of Swords. So have you given your personal power away? It looks like there has been a bit of a tug of war there with personal power, because she's looking in the mirror and seeing person all tied up, but actually if you look at her, she's not tied up. It's sort of an illusion, isn't it? Very much so. So that's how others are seeing you. Interesting. Take that power back, Virgo, and realise the lessons you learnt from it. That's all there is to it. And especially I feel like when it's emotional and relationship focus, it's really hard to, it's hard enough for ourselves, let alone being with other people. Sometimes we unwittingly find ourselves in this situation like this card here, where we feel entrapped by something. And like the focus of your reading for this season is, you know, just walk away from it a bit, get your power back. Just say, I need a bit of a step out here. I just need to sort of get myself back. I need personal power. Entanglements too there, Virgo. And Virgo, for you guys, I guess it's sort of it's service and work, and then relationships, and then everything sort of gets all, you know, before you know it gets very entangled and entwined, and it's really difficult to sort of entangle all of it or detangle it. What you're feeling positive about in Sagittarius season. King of Pentacles, so yeah. And this very masculine energy is earth energy, so practical. He got there over years and years of practice of just doing things and repetition and just being, and he's the kind king of the tarot. He's got there by learning from his mistakes. Very practical advisor. I always see him as the mentor. Very masculine energy. So if any of you, and I'm suggesting you do know who your mentor is, well, this person, and it's a masculine energy, so it's very practical. He won't sort of fluff around and make it flowery. He'll just say it how it is, and you get the drift straight away and go, oh, thanks for being so direct and honest, but with kindness as well. The outcome. Whoa, Page of Swords. So things up in the air. So I'm thinking just before Christmas time is when Sagittarius season finishes. We're feeling a bit up in the air about something. So the journey is, yeah, it's just held up momentarily by you getting into your head again, or listening to other people as advice. Or the Page of Swords can be sort of a bit of a busybody, a bit of, you know, it's very immature energy. It's like a child taking advice from a child. And yes, whilst they have a unique perspective, they don't really have much experience there. So it's just that sort of running interference with, yeah, listening to what other people, advice they give you, and it's not really going to help you. Bit of a spy card too, where, you know, just looking around and sort of people looking at you and talking gossipy. It's very sort of naive. So by the time we get to, you know, just before Christmas, before Capricorn season, just remember, if you feel like things are sort of just floating and up in the air a bit, do something to try and ground them again, Virgo, because this doesn't go well with earth signs at all. Maybe go back and get advice from this guy. Don't be soliciting advice from people who really don't know what they're talking about. But we're going to now do some clarifications, and of course the first cab off the rank I think needs to be that Page of Swords, because we don't want, you know, we need to see what's coming up underneath the Page of Swords. And of course the Two of Swords. Swords are always a bit iffy because it's communication and it's logic, and it doesn't always work. Plus the Seven of Cups, because the illusion, it doesn't always work, because really, you know, the tarot sort of directs us to be intuitive more than use our logic. So let's see what's underneath this Seven of Cups. Remember, that's the influence card, the crossing card, that card that you feel, you know, there's an air of feeling like you can have it all, and, you know, I'm sorry, but that just does not work. So the card underneath that, we have the Lovers. So decisions to be made, weighty decisions with the Lovers. So you can either, what I'm getting here is, you can either go with that illusion, oh, it's all going to be happy and Hollywood and fabulous, which we know really isn't practical. Or the other decision, the other side of the coin is, we can, no, okay, that's not going to work. Let's find a more Virgo approach and a more practical approach, a more earthy approach. That will get me much more than just, you know, the illusion that, you know, the journey is going to be without a pothole or without a roadblock. So there you go, Virgo. You know which one to choose. Okay, let's see what's underneath this Two of Cups. So the Two of Swords, excuse me. We have, so that's that indecisive sort of deer in the headlights sort of decision to be made, but can't sort of get there because it's just, yeah, you're chopping and changing every day. You're not using intuition, you're using your brain, and it's not working well. So underneath that we have the Star. So just make the decision and move forward. If it's the wrong way, well, who cares? You can chat. You go, oh, okay, that didn't work. Okay, what's the other flip side of that? Well, I'll do that, because this is just, it's on your path. So don't doubt yourself. Just keep moving forward. But don't sit there going, oh, I still haven't made up my mind. You've got to make a decision. Okay, the next card we put one on was that pesky little Page of Swords in the outcome. So let's see what the major card is underneath that surface. The Fool. So yeah, there's no need with the Page of Swords to listen or solicit other people's opinions or keep things floating in the air. You've got to make them happen. So the Fool is it's the journey again. It's reminding you once again, just keep on the journey. Don't stop. Don't go, oh, I can't do it. Or, oh my God, you know, it's in my head and it's going around and around and other people said this and that. It's like, well, no, it's your journey. So you need to make the decision. So just make it and keep going on. This is a new journey. Sometimes we don't know what to do, but we just keep moving forward and remembering what the initials, beginnings of it. And you started off with the Fool there, and then we're ending up with the Fool at the end of the journey. So when we're getting just before Christmas, it's like, yeah, okay, break's coming up, time with family. Yeah, just keep moving forward. Don't keep your eye on the prize of how it started off in the 3rd week of November. So there's the Fool. Just carry on. Thanks so much, Virgo. I hope you have a really happy Sagittarian season, and we'll check in Capricorn season. Thank you.